Hey, it is Mr. Stubstep, and this will be the start of a travel vlog. So, currently living in Louisville, Kentucky, and tomorrow we will take off for Marina Del Rey, California. And as you can see, all of our stuff is packed away, so I'm having a lunch of champions of microwave nuggets and hash browns. And you always gotta stay hydrated. I'll catch you all in the next video. All right, so we just left Louisville in the dust, and we are now heading west. Gonna go through St. Louis, Missouri, and then kind of keep going on, and I think we should finish up hopefully in the tip of Texas today. We're going to try to knock out 12-13 hours in total. It's going to be a 30-hour drive, so from Louisville, Kentucky all the way to pretty much Los Angeles, California. Yeah, it's going to be about 30 hours. Hopefully we can knock it out in 2.5 days. We both have pretty much full cars, as you can see, and she has the cats in hers. We'll probably alternate vehicles, you know, every 6 hours or so, but we'll see. I cracked open one of those tall monsters. Very bad for you, but oh so delicious. I love when they're sealed in like that. But yeah, Louisville was fun. Maybe not our favorite place ever that we've lived, but it was a good experience for a couple years, and we're excited to start a new chapter. I'll be sure to keep checking in, you know, at least in the evenings or whenever we take off or hit good checkpoints or good milestones. But yeah, just wanted to check in, and don't worry, I have my eyes on the road. So yeah, catch you guys in the next part. All right, so I'm only about an hour into my 30-hour drive, but I do have a lot of talking points, so I figured I would at least get some of those out of the way, because it'll probably be another few days before I'm able to release anything close to a regular, you know, Pokemon either card opening or pickup video. I really apologize for the lack of content. Of course, moving and all that stuff, getting a new job and all that stuff can be very stressful. Closing out at your old place, making sure everything gets moved out properly. So a majority of the stuff got taken by a moving company, but then we are taking a lot of the stuff in our own vehicles. I do have Pokemon product in the back, and yeah, we have to stay overnight at 2 places. So it's probably best to just bring all the Pokemon card product into the hotel room, but everything's packed up so nicely. So it's going to be kind of an on-the-site call, but I've only heard horror stories of people's cars getting broken into or just flat out stolen. And I think one of our moves, someone attempted to break in our other vehicle, and we could tell because, you know how windows have the little sealing around like the outsides of it? Our seal was like completely off the window. So somebody, you could tell, tried to stick something sharp into there, but nothing got stolen, which was nice. But obviously never have anything out in the open that, you know, looks worth stealing. And yeah, generally try to take all of your really good belongings inside. So I was doing a lot of reading, created a little bit of paranoia, like on Reddit, because of, you know, people's horror stories and everything. And then seeing all those storage lockers get broken into, like people have Pokemon product in their storage lockers and then they get broken into. So that is also a very unfortunate situation, and I feel for anyone that's in that situation. But yeah, so I just had a few talking points to go over. A lot of them, I wanted to talk them before they lost relevancy, and some of them probably already are not relevant already. But the first thing I want to talk about was the Pokemon World Championships. And of course, the Pokemon World Championships took place in Yokohama, Japan, which I believe is the first time that they actually took place in Japan, which is kind of crazy to think about because obviously Pokemon being Japanese-based, but the World Championships are always like at a new, different location, which honestly is kind of cool on their part. But I think having it in Japan was one of the coolest things. Of course, a lot of content creators and stuff went out there, and then of course people that competed, whether it be Pokemon Go or Pokemon Unite, the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon VGC in the video game, and I'm sure there's a couple other ones that you can compete in, but really awesome. I highly recommend at least watching the finals of the Masters Division. I did watch that match. It was a classic between Mew VMAX and I want to say Gardevoir, and it was really great matches, really great matches. I apologize for the sun. Hopefully you're just listening to this part because there's really nothing super tantalizing on the screen right now, unless you really like my hat or something. But yeah, so those World Championships were great. Did I watch the VGC ones? Actually, I don't think I watched the VGC ones. I don't even know what the outcome was. I do watch Wolfie VGC occasionally to like get updates and stuff. His stuff is usually like well edited, so it takes a while to come out after the event has actually already happened. So I'll look forward to that. I did pre-order the, I think it's Paradox Rift is our next set, and there's 2 different unique variants. There's the Iron Valiant, and then there's I always forget this freaking dragon's name. It's the Salamence prehistoric version of it. Roaring Moon, there we go. Roaring Moon.
I've pre-ordered 2 of those each from the Pokemon Center, so I will be able to open up one of each of those whenever it comes out, which I'm not sure if it's like October, November. I know 151 comes out next month, so that's very exciting. I do have stuff pre-ordered for that. I have 2 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes as well as a premium collection box, so that's good. And of course, I'll try to open up at least one of all of those products. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back in the groove of everything as far as like the Pokemon product and everything goes. I know I missed the Obsidian Flame pre-release. I haven't opened up an Obsidian Flame booster box, so I would like to do that in the future. I also did just get my second YouTube paycheck, so thank all of you so much. So I usually like to try to give about half back to the giveaway fund. So right now the giveaway fund, because of my last YouTube paycheck, is now sitting at about $100. So at 2,500 subs is when I'll be doing my next giveaway. Obviously, no rush. Honestly, the sub count, view count, like count, or any of that stuff, it doesn't really matter to me. If anything, I just prefer comments because I like having a little bit of discourse, or if you just want to hit me up via email or Discord down below. But if I hit 2,500 subs, then I'll do a little giveaway. I mean, why not? I think that's a cool milestone. Let's see if there's anything else. So I have watched a lot of anime recently, just kind of waiting, and so I guess starting chronologically, finished Jujutsu Kaisen, the most recent season. Amazing. Just watch it. It's actually really short. They're kind of on a hiatus for this month, and I think at the beginning of September they start up again, or maybe it's like mid-September, and then they finish out the remainder of the season because we do the first stuff. I am anime only for like all of these. I mean, I've been anime only for everything except for like Naruto and Attack on Titan, but everything else, and Bleach. I read Bleach as well, but everything else I've always been anime only because I just love experiencing it for the first time in animation. A lot of anime, the manga is so far ahead that by the time it is animated, it's almost like it's brand new again. So if you just want to know, then you can know. And I noticed a lot of the little like nuanced details in the middle kind of get forgotten. But Jujutsu Kaisen, most recent season, amazing. Let me know what you thought. It was really cool kind of seeing that one character kind of develop, you know, to the dark side or whatever. But I love anime that you can understand both sides of the coin. Like, even though it's the villain, you can understand where they're coming from. That's why I really like Attack on Titan. That's why I like a lot of, you know, other animes that are similar to that. One Piece, of course, recently, this is kind of old now, but Luffy had his most recent transformation. I was waiting for that for the longest time. I think moments of it were amazing, and, you know, the peak piece and the One Piece is real and all that crud. But I'm going to be honest, like, they were already reusing so many, like, animated bits within the same episode on itself. And I was like, you couldn't at least animate like some unique stuff for a little bit? And my thing is, the problem with One Piece is it doesn't have a ton of like filler arcs, which, you know, there's pros and cons to that. I mean, Bleach and Naruto are notorious for horribly long filler arcs. Not the most recent Bleach though, but One Piece, within the episodes, there's filler and canon. So it's like, we'll give you 10 minutes of canon, 10 minutes of filler, and it's like, holy crud, that is painful. I know everyone, you know, is like, how dare you talk bad about One Piece and all this stuff. I've watched over 1,100, maybe 1,200 episodes of One Piece now. Like, I'm committed. I will watch One Piece. I love One Piece. Luffy's one of my favorite main protagonists, but it is rough. You have to admit the pacing is freaking rough. One arc being like over 100 episodes, it might freaking reach 200 episodes. I know it's like nearing the end, but the pace is rough. And in the most recent episodes, they've done his most recent transformation a lot better. I do love the design. I think what's so beautiful about it is this power-up is just like the purest form of One Piece. Like, when you think of One Piece, this is what I imagine. Just zany, out-of-the-box like stuff. It's not trying to be cool. It's like cool in its own way, and that's why I love Oda. That's why I love, you know, the style and everything like that. I will admit, like, the original, like, 90s seasons of One Piece, I did not like the art style, and that's why I kind of lean more towards Naruto and Dragon Ball. But, you know, One Piece now is pretty beautifully done. And then I mentioned Bleach. We're still releasing episodes. I think it's on Hulu, so once a week, I think on Saturday, same day as One Piece. I have like a little note on my phone of all the animes that I'm like keeping up with. Bleach, still amazing. My girl. So I have a lot of like anime crushes or whatever, because I mean, growing up, you're gonna have like crushes on characters and like video games and all that stuff. Like, it's just something you do. Obviously, I'm a freaking grown adult with a wife and all that stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But Rukia, or Kuchiki Rukia, oh my gosh, love her so much. And she had like a power up, and she came on screen, and I was like, dang, and I got so pumped up. I was so excited. Oh my gosh, I just love seeing the old characters just like drop out of nowhere and just dominate. I love that so much, just the pure strength. And then Kenpachi most recently had his fight with a dude that could use his imagination to like do anything, which is kind of a crazy power if you think about it. And I feel like because it's such a crazy power, it would take so long to get really good with that power. But really, really awesome fight there. Just something completely different that you wouldn't expect from the Bleach universe, to be honest. But at some point in like all of these long-standing shonens and stuff, they just introduced a power that basically you do whatever you want. Like Mangyaku Sharingan, its power can pretty much do whatever you need it to do for the plot. You know, Bleach, all the Stern Ritters, they all have a unique power that they can do pretty much whatever they want. So whenever they turn their, well, I guess they don't turn on their swords. They don't have like Bankai or anything like that. But Bleach, amazing. And I think that's all the animes that I can think of at the moment. Did finish the Bourbon Trail. I know a lot of people probably weren't interested in that video, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to put it out there. So there was that, long-standing, took about, 6.5 months. A lot of bourbon, got a lot of bottles along the way. Yeah, that's all I can pretty much think of off the top of my head. If I think of more talking points, I might, check back in or whatever. But just wanted to get that out there, at least talk about the anime, the World Championships, and all that stuff. Oh yeah, Super Smash Con, Super Smash Brothers. I do still watch competitive Super Smash Brothers, Melee, and sometimes Ultimate when it's good. But Super Smash Con, I think this major was like a few weeks, or maybe it was a super major. It was like a couple weeks ago, or maybe even longer than that now. But Melee side, amazing. Love just seeing the high-level gameplay. Unfortunately, on the Ultimate side, the matchup that made it to Grand Finals, I don't find that character's gameplay as exciting to watch. And like, I get it, there's storylines in the characters, and like the number one smasher in Ultimate right now, like he's not, you can't really hate him because he's not a hateable person as a player, but the character, like I can understand why a lot of people just still don't like the character. But yeah, that's pretty much all the immediate updates that I can think of off the top of my head, since I don't have a little notepad next to me to reference. So yeah, once again, let me know what you guys have going on, and I will catch you guys in the next part. And I'm back. It's been a few hours in real time, but for you, it should have just been a few seconds. I just wanted to go over my snacks of choice for this trip, and let me know if you like any of these snacks. Obviously, these snacks aren't the typical gas station road trip snacks, because we knew this was going to be 2.5 days. Of course, we went to like an actual grocery store and got like bigger size snacks, so we had a little bit more to go off of than just the regular. But first off, I do have some Oreos, and I didn't choose those personally. One of my really good friends, before we left, she gave me 3 packages of Oreos. So actually, me finishing the first package prior to us leaving is responsible for that big honker on my left cheek. And now I'm working on my second one. It is the chocolate peanut butter cup one, which are delicious. So that's one of my snacks. Then I have Parmesan and sharp cheddar Cheez-Its. Let me know if you like those. I think that's such a great combination within the box. And then just, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of Cheez-Its. And then also, I do have those, they're like the mini hot Cheetos balls. I always wanted to try them. They're like in a sleeve like Pringles are, but then they're like the little puffs. Then they're mini balls, and they taste like hot Cheetos. I think I like regular hot Cheetos slightly better, but they still have the hot Cheetos flavor, and hot Cheetos always bring me back to elementary and middle school, because I used to chow down on those. Once again, all of these really not good for you at all. I can feel my body just saying, why are you putting this in our system? But I'm on a road trip, so I'm having a good time. Still nursing that monster because it's freaking massive. And I don't even know if I'm going to finish it because it has so much sugar, but still delicious. And of course, the classic staple, peanut butter and jelly, or almond butter and jelly, or nut butter and jelly, whatever type of spread and jelly. I pretty much grew up on those and like meat sandwiches. I don't have them as often anymore, but they're my go-to. So those are my snacks for this ride. Let me know what snacks you like, or candy, or treats, or anything that you like on road trips. It's me again. We just passed through Miami, Oklahoma. I did not know there was a Miami, Oklahoma, so you learn something new every day. We are approaching Tulsa, Oklahoma, so that'll probably be our next stop, get some fuel in the good old Mazda. And yeah, we just drove through Missouri, which was Missouri has some width to it. It has some width to it. I did have a friend that was like directly on our route, so we stopped by to see that friend, dropped off a bottle of bourbon because I know he has an appreciation for spirits as well as history, so I got him a very historical bottle. If you saw my distillery tour Bourbon Trail video, I mentioned Old Pogue, so I got him a bottle of that, and I think it was a very worthy bottle of him. So we got to see him and his Chihuahua, which was nice. So a little pit stop, back on the road again, and it's turning into grind time. Usually I listen to like music or find other pastimes, but I'm having to actually like play videos and podcasts now because, you know, sometimes like the cold air, the music, it'll keep you up, but after a while, even that will kind of lull you to sleep. But then when you have a video or something to stimulate the mind that you can kind of listen to and think about, it kind of helps. So just checking in, and hopefully I'll see you guys maybe at our destination for today.
So after almost 14 hours of driving, I think 13 hours, 45 minutes, we finally made it to the hotel in Shamrock, Texas. Shamrock, Texas. Never heard of it until today, but here we are. It's actually not a bad hotel. They do take pets, so we're allowed to bring our cats in. And I actually didn't bring any cards in. So the reason why I did that is the lighting outside is really good, and like everybody has a whole bunch of crud in their cars, so I don't think ours would be a target, and we're like in a line with a bunch of other cars. So I'm having, and also really lazy after driving that long, getting here almost at midnight. You know, we'll be up in 6 hours just to do it all over again. So hopefully nothing gets stolen. If it does, then lesson learned, and hopefully you guys can all learn from my mistakes. But yeah, I'm gonna take a shower and sleep well, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Right after the first night, the Pokey product is still there. Some graded cards, and then I do have this crate and then one more crate behind it. So windmills are just so hypnotic. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Oh my gosh, I almost felt like I was doing a PTCG radio video or something like that, but you know, you never know when you're actually going to be watching these videos. So this is day 2, about 30-45 minutes into just a 12-hour drive today. So yesterday was like right under 14 hours, today just under 12. So then our final day should be pretty easy, just a half day driving into Los Angeles, so that's exciting. I've been keeping it from you guys for a while, but this new job in Los Angeles, it's not actually, you know, the job that I've been vaguely describing. I'm actually going to fulfill my dream to finally be a YouTube influencer. I'm just kidding. I don't hate on anybody that's an influencer, because, you know, I have, you know, envy for people that are able to do that job and make it work on a consistent basis and make it sustainable. I feel like the cases that you see of someone that's really successful making a ton of money on YouTube, like that is the minority for sure. It's kind of like making the NBA or the NFL or anything like that. Like, it looks like it's doable and it's an awesome goal to like pursue, but then every now and then you just have to look in the mirror and it's like, is this something that I'm actually capable of, and that you also want to commit to? Because if you want to do full-time influencing, like, it does take time, like it does turn into kind of a full-time job, but then I feel like it loses a lot of the luster that I enjoy it for. So at least, I don't know why I went on that little rant, but I'm not going to become an influencer, at least in that way, like for it to be my end-all be-all. But yeah, no, approaching Amarillo, Texas. Amarillo by morning. Got right under 6 hours of sleep. I've noticed that if I get at least 6 hours of sleep, that's like my happy hourage. If I get over that, I'm usually like pretty good to function like normally. But once you start getting below 6 hours and you do that consecutive days, maybe you start running into some, I might having some body malfunctions here and there. You know, maybe my memory isn't up to snuff, or I can't, you know, do calculus in my head as easily or whatever, but, you know, so I'm just kind of joking around, but not really. So, yeah, no, we're excited to continue this leg. The terrain is definitely changing. You know, went from fairly flat Kentucky to hilly Missouri to fairly flat Oklahoma to now kind of like rolling hill, deserty, you know, northern, western part of Texas. And we're going to go through New Mexico, and then we're going to go through Arizona and stop right on the border in between Arizona and California, and that will be our endpoint for today, day 2. And yeah, every day we've been gaining pretty much an hour, which is nice. So, you know, we're probably, all the stops and everything probably add an hour, so it probably ends up about canceling each other out. And when I say gaining an hour, just because we're moving west, the time zones, it's, you know, earlier in the day, so there's that. But yeah, no, just wanted to update y'all. If I think of anything or if anything interesting happens, you know, I'll be sure to check in. But yeah, day 2, and I probably will pop open my white monster today, which is all fake sugars. So I had real sugars yesterday, fake sugars today. Which one is worth
Which one is worse? You tell me. You know, I feel like one will give you diabetes and one will maybe give you cancer one day. I have no idea. We'll see which one I end up with. That got a little dark. Not sure. Yeah, and then also I applied a little pimple patch. Man, blemish technology has really come a long way. I was one of the kids that had early puberty, like 5th grade, so I had like a nasty mustache and acne in 5th grade. So if you look at my like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade yearbooks, everybody's just calling me Pimple Face. Like, it was very in a nice kid way, like, hey, Pimple Face, hope you have a great summer, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was just a nickname that I got because I was the only one with pimples. And then, you know, later middle school and high school hit, and I was kind of, you know, rubbing my hands together, like, yeah, now you feel my pain. So then once everybody has pimples, we just all kind of struggled together through puberty. So, yeah, pimple technology's come a long way. Used pretty much every single one under the sun as a kid, and none of them worked. And then I just hit a certain point in high school and I just stopped getting acne unless I have a milkshake or drink a lot or have a case of Oreos. So that's just a little bit about me. Probably none of you care, but you know, I'm bored on a drive through not wasteland. I mean, it's decent land. So all right, I'll check in with you guys later. Hey there. I'm currently chilling in a Starbucks parking lot. We're now officially in mountain time. So we've entered New Mexico and we're actually in Albuquerque doing a quick Starbucks stop because I guess apparently today's the day that the pumpkin spice latte comes out. Of course, my wife loves coffee, Starbucks, and all of that stuff. So we're here, probably get a quick gas up, and you gotta love the terrain, getting back to that more arid climate. And I think that's one of the reasons why the United States is so cool. I know there's a lot of countries out there that are probably like this, but just having every single biome within one country. I mean, you got desert, you got tropical, you got swampy, you got mountainous, you got freaking Alaska with, you know, icy, you know, regions and all that stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of cool. You got plains, got a lot of different biomes. You can see a lot of different types of climates and everything. So, and now getting back to that dry weather again. So hey, it's MisterStubstep, and I'm currently in northern Arizona. We passed Flagstaff and we are approaching Kingsman, which is our final destination for day 2. Only about an hour and a half left, and we are making great time. I've had some great conversations with old friends, family members, and it's a friend that I haven't talked to in a couple years, and you just go back to, you know, high school when you guys were like talking in class or after class, chilling at each other's houses. Just a beautiful thing. Northern Arizona is like mountainous and foresty, and it's just completely different from New Mexico, which is kind of funny. Just how quickly the terrain can change. Excited to be finishing up this leg and finishing up day 2, and surprisingly very energetic. You know, when you just have those good phone calls. Oh, and it's about to start raining, so just wanted to check in one more time. Maybe I'll do one more before bed, but yeah, we might even get some In-N-Out, which very much looking forward to In-N-Out. I've missed it very much. All right, catch you guys in the next part. Hey there, everyone. It is day 3 of our trip. We're about to leave Kingman, Arizona, and head towards Marina Del Rey, California. Got about 5.5 hours left, so a much shorter leg than the previous 2 days. We actually gained another hour because I know like a huge chunk of Arizona doesn't observe daylight savings time, but then there's like a little section that does, but then within that section that does, there's another little section that doesn't. Very complicated. I was looking at the time zone map, and because a lot of it makes sense. Like a lot of them will fall on like borders, but then some states are split and all that stuff. And then you see Arizona and you're like, wait, what is that? What? So yeah, just had a breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell, hit the spot. Diet is in shambles right now, but hopefully once we get established, we can get back on the grind, get back on a good work schedule, workout schedule, even video uploading schedule. That would be ideal. But just wanted to check in, and we were doing the final leg. And we finally made it to our new home. And you know the most important thing, the Pokey product is all secure. And then I do have one on the moving truck, so Curlia graded cards, sealed products, all my master sets. And I have one container coming on the truck. It's more like the modern stuff, and I think like Scarlet and Violet promos. So, I mean, all of that's modern too, but yeah, so just wanted to give you guys an update. We made it, and I might show you guys the beach and then probably close out the video. Thanks so much. So finally here at Venice Beach, we're sort of moved in already, pretty much got everything out of our cars. The movers will probably come within the next couple weeks, but 10-minute walk to the beach. Water, of course, is freezing, the Pacific Ocean, but super beautiful. And yeah, let me know if making this video is a complete waste of time, or if you enjoyed it, or just what you have going on in general. Glad to just finally be done with that 30-hour drive, and excited to just soak up some sun. It's like 60, high 60s, low 70 degrees Fahrenheit here, so that's pretty crazy. So thank y'all so much for watching on this little journey from Kentucky to Marina Del Rey, California, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.